Hello, dear children. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Jisha Jo. We are starting with the structure of eukaryotic cell, and in this session we shall have a look at the structure of cell wall. In the previous video we have seen the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. We know eukaryotic cells include all the protists, fungi, plantae and animalia, and prokaryotic cells we have seen includes all the bacteria. Whereas coming to the eukaryotic cells, these include all the protists, fungi, plantae and animalia. And we have also seen what is the basic difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells do not have a well-defined nucleus, whereas when we come to the eukaryotic cells, they have a well-defined nucleus. The genetic material is enclosed within the nuclear membrane. And also we can see that membrane-bound organelles are present in the eukaryotic cells, whereas in the prokaryotic cells, membrane-bound organelles are absent. And if we compare the structure, so that means eukaryotic cells include all the plant cells and animal cells. So if we compare the plant cell and animal cell, we can see the cell wall, the plastids and large vacuoles are present in plant cells only, whereas cell wall is absent in the case of animal cells. Centrioles are present in animal cells. So when we compare the plant cell with animal cell, we can see the presence of a cell wall in the case of plant cells, whereas in animal cells the cell wall is absent. Then the presence of centrioles in animal cell, whereas centrioles are absent in plant cell. Plastids are present in plant cell, plastids are absent in animal cell. The presence of large vacuoles in the case of plant cells, whereas the vacuoles may be very small or even absent in animal cells. So I hope the difference between plant cell and animal cell is clear to you. Now we shall move on to the study of the structure of cell wall, which is the outermost boundary in plant cell. So moving on to the cell wall. Cell wall forms the outer covering, or it is a layer seen outside the plasma membrane in the case of plant cells. Cell walls are also present in fungi. So it is the outer layer, outermost layer in plant cells. Cell wall is absent in animal cells. Now cell wall is a rigid layer, rigid and tough layer. It is a rigid layer. It is non-living. It is non-living. It is a freely permeable membrane. Freely permeable membrane means it allows all the molecules to pass through it. It allows any molecule to pass through it. That is what is meant by a freely permeable membrane. So cell wall is the outermost layer in plant cells. Cell walls are also seen in fungi. It is a rigid layer, it is a non-living layer, and it is a freely permeable membrane. That means it allows any molecule to pass through it. Now coming to the functions of the cell wall. Functions. First one, cell wall provides shape to the cell, or it gives shape to the cell. The second function is that it protects the cell from mechanical damage. Protection. Cell wall gives protection to the cell, protects the cell. Third point is that it helps in cell-to-cell interaction. Cell-to-cell interaction. And the fourth function of the cell wall is it provides a barrier for undesirable substances. It acts as a barrier preventing the entry of undesirable substances or molecules into the cell. So these are the functions of the cell wall. Cell wall gives shape to the cell. It protects the cell from mechanical damage. It provides cell-to-cell interaction. That means interaction between the cells, and it acts as a barrier preventing the entry of undesirable molecules into the cell. In plant cells, the cell wall is primarily formed of cellulose and hemicellulose. Now, this cell wall, it is of two types, the primary cell wall and the secondary cell wall. Immediately after the formation or after the nuclear division, as cytokinesis takes place, it is the primary wall that gets deposited. So I'm just drawing a cell at the telophase stage. The nuclear material has divided. And in plant cell, we know cytokinesis occurs from the center and extends towards the periphery. So what actually happens here at the center is middle lamella gets deposited from the center towards the periphery. The middle lamella is a layer that is rich in calcium and magnesium pectate. Middle lamella is formed of calcium or magnesium pectate. So that is the first layer that is formed during cytokinesis or the division of cytoplasm in plant cell. And outside the middle lamella or on either side of the middle lamella, the first cell wall, that is the primary wall layer, will be formed. The primary wall layer will be formed outside the middle lamella. On either side of the middle lamella, you can see the primary wall. That is the primary wall which I have marked in green. So the primary wall is formed as the cell divides, as a new cell is formed, it produces the primary cell wall. And this cell wall is capable of growth. So the cell wall that is seen in growing cells or the cell wall that is seen in meristematic cells is the primary cell wall. It is capable of growth. And where is it seen? On either side of the middle lamella towards the cytoplasm of the adjacent cells, you can see the primary cell wall. That is the primary cell wall. This wall layer is capable of growth and it is seen in growing cells. In meristematic cells, you can see the primary cell wall. Now, as the cell matures, a secondary wall gets deposited inner to the primary cell wall. A secondary wall gets deposited inner to the primary cell wall. Inner to the primary cell wall, a secondary wall gets deposited. That is the secondary cell wall. So the primary cell wall is mainly composed of cellulose and hemicellulose, whereas the secondary cell wall, in addition to cellulose and hemicellulose, certain other substances like lignin, suberin, etc. can also be seen in the secondary cell wall. Once the secondary cell wall is formed, the secondary cell wall is formed in mature cells. That is, the cells are not capable of cell division. Okay, so I hope that is clear. So first, immediately after the nuclear division, as the cytokinesis takes place, the middle lamella deposition occurs. The middle lamella is formed of calcium and magnesium pectate. Then on either side of the middle lamella, the primary cell wall gets deposited. It is formed of composed of cellulose and hemicellulose. The primary cell wall is present in growing cells or in meristematic cells. So this cell wall is capable of growth. But as the cell matures, a second wall layer is formed inner to the primary cell wall, that is towards the cytoplasm of the cells. a secondary cell wall is formed. In addition to the cellulose and hemicellulose, certain other substances like suberin, lignin, etc. can also be seen in the secondary cell wall layer. And at certain regions, the secondary cell wall deposition will not take place. I am just enlarging a small portion of the wall layers, that is the middle lamella layer. At the center we have the middle lamella. Okay, then we have the primary wall layer. On either side, the primary wall layer. Then inner to the primary wall layer is the secondary wall layer. But as I told you, the secondary wall layer may not be, it is not continuous. As in the case of primary wall layer, there are certain, it is not continuous. As you can see, the primary cell wall is continuous, whereas the secondary wall layers may not be continuous. There are certain regions where the substances do not get deposited to form the secondary wall layer. And through these regions, you can see cytoplasmic connections taking place between the adjacent cells. Adjacent cells get connected. So there are certain cytoplasmic strands which pass from one cell to another. A cytoplasmic continuity existing between the adjacent cells. So this is called as plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmata. So plasmodesmatal connections are cytoplasmic connections occurring between the adjacent cells. In these regions, the cell wall, secondary cell wall deposition will not take place. The plasmodesmatal connections occur through the primary cell wall and the middle lamella. So middle lamella and the primary cell wall middle lamella and the cell wall are provided with minute pores through which cytoplasmic connections exist between the adjacent cells. So I hope that is clear to you. So we have seen the cell wall is a freely permeable membrane. It is a non-living membrane, rigid membrane, and cell wall is present only in plant cell. So coming to the structure of the cell wall deposition takes place on either side of the middle lamella. The first formed cell wall layer is the primary cell wall, which is deposited on either side of the middle lamella. Middle lamella mainly consists of calcium or magnesium pectate. And the secondary cell wall deposition occurs inner to the primary cell wall. Secondary cell wall formation occurs in the mature cells, whereas the primary cell wall formation occurs in the growing cells or in the meristematic cells. And through the cell wall has minute pores on it, where the deposition of the secondary cell wall is not taking place, and through these pores cytoplasmic connections exist between the adjacent cells. These cytoplasmic connections existing between the adjacent cells is called as plasmodesmata. And we have also seen the functions of the cell wall. The cell wall gives protection to the cell, gives shape to the cell, helps in cell-to-cell interaction, and also it acts as a barrier preventing unwanted substances from entering into the cell. In this session, we have seen the structure of the cell wall and the functions of the cell wall. I hope this session is clear to you. If you have any doubts or suggestions, please ask your doubts and give your suggestions in the comment section. Thank you.